firefighters must be able to think critically and clearly, solve problems quickly and under extreme amount of stress. This can prove difficult during an actual fire. The training team conducts live fire training drills. This gives the recruits an opportunity to develop these skills. Let's take a look at the most exciting and dangerous aspects of their firefighter training.
In mid-October, about a month out from graduation, recruits conducted hose lay evolutions. Lieutenant Norman Cruz is a cadre for the 21st fire cycle.
We're going through the different types of lays, which is on this side here to my left is the horseshoe lay, the accordion lay, and the flat lay. So I just get the recruits pretty much more, I guess, with the concept of how to stretch the hose out and the different types of lays. They're smaller hoses, 2.5-inch hose, and they go down to an inch and a quarter hose. So on the lays, we have the triple layer hose lay, we have the flat lay, and then toward the back end of the truck, we also have the Minuteman lay, which is a 2.5-inch load. Basically, the basic concept for the Minuteman load is to pretty much get to the scene quicker.
The fire cycle headed over to the Guam Raceway Park in Jigo to wrap up their Emergency Vehicle Operator Course, or EVOC. The training program is 100 hours and provides recruits with the special driving skills required to operate a vehicle under very demanding conditions and situations.
What we'll do is have the recruits go through the driving test course with the medic, and we're also doing fire ground operations, allowing them to deploy lines, attack lines, and do other operational needs that we have at the scene.
According to Aguon, recruits repeat skills and tasks over and over, and with good reason.
This part of the training is muscle memory. We want everything to be repetitive, structured, and that there's no mistakes. It's done correctly every time, and it's done the same way every time.
The next step is very exciting for them because now they're starting the fire operations. So they're going to learn the nature of fire and how it actually operates. I mean, fire is like a living being. You know, it catches fire, it flows a certain way. It can be very dangerous. If you know to understand how to control it and how it flows, then you'll be able to fight it effectively and save lives.
Recruits made their way up to Anderson Air Force Base and utilized their live fire training site.
Have these recruits actually go into a burning building. Their personnel assisted us and shared their experiences and oversaw the safety and the operations of what was required. So their job again is to deploy lines, set them out, advance those lines, and extinguish the fire.
The last round of training took place at Station 5 in Agate, where recruits underwent 4 evolutions and were evaluated on their hazmat skills. Assisting in the training were members from the civilian support team from the Guam National Guard and the GFD Rescue Unit.
One of the main responsibilities is to set up a decon line, go through the rinse-wash procedures, and what we did is set up 4 stages. One evolution or skill that they had to do was to identify any hazardous materials. And in our department, another skill that they must do is to set up the decon and to decontaminate technicians that have gone down to mitigate whatever problem there is.
Rappelling was also incorporated, with Aguon saying confined space rescue is a big part of hazmat.
They allow the recruits to execute and be familiar with heights and the rigging that's required to repel and rescue someone.
Lastly, recruits continue to familiarize themselves with fire ground operations.
Every cycle before us, the training remained the same. We had EMS, we had firefighting and fire ground operations and all this. What makes this one different is that the requirements that we expect out of these recruits must meet the national standards.
Keep it here because the time has come. Graduation day. More when First In returns.